Today's Kristen's Kudos goes to an amazingly talented fellow journalist. Kevin Richardson is a visual journalist for the Baltimore Sun. And now his incredible portrait he painted of Harriet Tubman is on display at the Harriet Tubman Museum and Educational Center in Cambridge, Maryland until November. It took 3 months to complete. Now, Kevin is a friend, and I asked him about this. He says he has had many pieces in museums and galleries, but none has meant as much as this portrait of Harriet Tubman. Kevin says she impacted the lives of thousands of Africans who were brought to America, and her impact is still felt today. Ellen, I've known Kevin for 12 years, working in sports in this market.
Yeah.
Never knew he had this talent. How amazing is that portrait?
It is really, really good. I would think with that kind of talent, you would have known that, Kristen. That's amazing. And congratulations to him to have that kind of success now. Again, it goes to our point. You can keep growing and keep getting better and keep improving yourself.